Hello, I'm Coach Christian and welcome. Welcome to yet another video. Typically, I publish videos every single day that are designed to answer a question and help you deal with the stress that's in your life right now or that might occur in your life. And I help extremely stressed people to deal with their stress by observing it for themselves. Welcome once again to this video. So again, if you like the information that I share in this video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. Ding, 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 ding. Right, this will notify you whenever a new video comes out. It will also help to make it so that the channel is visible to more people, right? So we can help more people. All right, and also I usually answer a question every single day. So if you have a question, please add it in the comment section below, and I may answer it today. Sorry, I may answer it in a forthcoming video. You never know. Also, I just want to know what you're thinking. That way I can make sure that these videos are designed to meet your particular situation. All right, now that we've gone through that, let's go into the question of the day. The question of the day is as follows. Coach Christian, we suffer from loss all the time. Loss of friends, loss of loved ones. I have experienced my own share of loss in life. Why is it so painful to lose something? Coach Christian, we suffer from loss all the time. Loss of friends, loss of loved ones. I have experienced my own share of loss in life. Why is it so painful to lose something? All right. So this is a question pertaining to loss. Yes, loss is indeed a part of life. You could think of it as the opposite of gaining. You gain things, you lose things. This is kind of how life works. Um, when you wake up in the morning, let's say you take your breakfast, you gain breakfast, you gain some food in the system, but a couple of minutes or maybe a few hours later, you lose the food right through excretion. Right? You take in water, you lose water through transpiration, right? What's it called? Sweating. Right? This is kind of how life works. You breathe in, you take in air, and then you lose the air, right? Through expiration. This is just the natural. This is just the rhythm of life. We gain things and then we lose them, right? Think about it. When you're a kid and you're going to the ages of 20, you're gaining in energy. You're gaining in energy and strength. And then as you get older, you lose strength and energy, right? Um, if When you start out learning something new, at the beginning you start with ignorance, and then you gain knowledge over time. But typically, as the more knowledge you gain, the more closed-minded you get. So you lose the open-mindedness that you had, let's say, at the beginning, right? So this is kind of the nature of life. Um, and so the question is, look, I mean, we also gain new people in our lives, right? New people come into our lives, new friends, a new girlfriend, a new wife, a new relationship, and we also lose relationships. Right? This is part of the natural flow of life. We gain support and then we lose support. We gain praise and then we lose praise and maybe welcome condemnation. Right? So this is kind of the natural flow of life. So the person is asking, well, look, I've experienced so much loss in my life, and probably going to continue to. I'm actually going to continue to experience loss in my life. How do I deal with this loss? Why is it? Why is this loss so painful? The reason the loss is so painful is because it's you basically it's more like you're not accepting life the way it is, right? You've not embraced the fact that you gain things and lose them. Right? Really, what you want is to you just want things to go your way, which means You just want to gain what you want and never lose what you want, right? So, for instance, it's not the case that you're always, okay, there's noise around. It's not the case that you're always, loss is always painful, right? So, I mean, have you ever had something that you didn't really want and were glad to lose it, right? I mean, for instance, have you ever been in a location that you really didn't like, right? Like an environment that was just so stressful to you, right? And then you left the environment and you are glad to lose it, right? Or let's say I put a particular meal on your plate and you don't really like this meal, right? Wouldn't you be glad to lose the meal if someone were to take it or if a dog were to eat it? So your problem is not loss. The problem you have is losing things that you want to keep. You're okay with losing things you're okay with losing things that you don't want. Your problem is you're not okay with losing things that you do want. So in a way, you're resisting the flow of life. You're trying to hold on to things, right? And but see, nature has to continue. Life has to continue. Eventually, you lose them. Everything you have, eventually, you will lose, right? Isn't this just a fact of life, right? I think we've gone a bit. We've gone it. I think we've gone through it a bit. It's like everything you have, you lose, right? If you have a great relationship right now, eventually you lose it. I don't mean that there'll be like a breakup. That could be how you lose it, but life has many ways to make you lose things, right? Eventually, one of you is gonna die. That's another way. Or your lives will just end, both of you. That's another way to lose it, right? So it's kind of, there's a resistance. You're resisting what is. You're resisting the nature of life. You're trying to hang on to things. And because you're hanging on to things, letting go of them is extremely painful. Well, so what am I saying? Am I saying don't hang on to things? I'm not saying that, right? This is a reaction. We're saying your pain, the pain of loss is coming because you are attached to something. You wanna hold on to something. And then instinctively the mind reacts and says, well, okay, so the way to do it is to let go, not to hold on to anything. Maybe that's what you need to do, right? But maybe not, right? So, I mean, if it was as easy as just letting go of everything, then surely you should have let go by now. But clearly, that's not what it is. It's not so easy to let go of things, right? So the reason that letting go is not working for you as a solution to dealing with loss, or just like, let's say, accept, or let's say, don't be attached to the person, just enjoy them for now, and then eventually they might go out of your life. Don't be so attached to this new job because eventually you lose it. Don't be so attached with your parents because eventually they're gonna die. We're not saying that, right? So if the solution were, if you already knew the solution that it's not being attached, then you just do it, right? But you see, detachment is not the answer, right? Because like first of all, how do you become detached, right? And isn't detachment keeping people at a distance, right? So here's what we're saying: we don't really know what to do, right? The problem. Let's look at the problem. The problem is you are attached. The solution may be that you need to be detached, but we don't know, right? So the key is to first look at the problem. Let us observe loss. So in particular, pay attention to moments, right? So instead of listening to some guru telling you to be detached, right? So again, that's just something someone is telling you. It's not necessarily the correct solution, right? Because detachment is something people say, but how do you do it, right? We don't know, right? So first admit that you don't know. You don't know where the attachment is coming from. You don't really understand how loss and the pain of loss is happening within you. So here's the thing to do, right? Since we said that gaining and losing is part of the natural flow of life, you're going to have many opportunities where you're going to lose things. When those moments happen, why not sit down with your back straight to be as alert as possible? Close your eyes and observe whatever it is, how the pain of loss. Feel it within your system. Feel what is happening. And also, at any moment in your life when you gain something and you get excited, please pay attention to the gaining also. Right? If someone tells you, "Wow, you're the best. I love you very much," right? And now you've gained something. You've gained love. You've gained adoration. When that moment comes, pay attention to the adoration. What's happening? Right? How is this making me feel? Let me just pay attention to the feelings that come up, because the flip side of gaining is losing. Right? So you're not really going to understand losing without understanding gaining. How is it that you become attached to things or people or situations or places? Let's find out. Let's look at that. Whenever the feelings come up, whenever you get excited or joyful about because you've gained something, pay attention to that. And that will also help you to understand loss. Right? Pay attention to both sides. And then once you make these observations, you how to act will naturally come to you. You'll know how to act. But there is no cookie cutter solution. It's not as simple as be detached. That's a reaction, right? The only true lasting solutions are going to come from you looking at the problem. Right? And this is a lesson that life continues to present. And if you don't master it, you're going to suffer a lot, because you're going to lose pretty much everything you've got, as we're saying. At some point, you lose your health, possibly. At some point, you could even lose like a major faculty. You could lose your eyesight. You could lose your ability to walk. There's someone really important in your life. You could lose them. There's something you're really good at right now. You could lose your capacity to do it. Is your life very dear to you? You could lose it. This is just the reality. So instead of avoiding loss or hoping that you're never going to lose anything you want, pay attention to it. Just observe gaining and losing. Observe especially how your system interprets it. Because again, all of this pain and suffering with relation to gaining and losing is coming from within you. It's not coming from the outside. And you know that's true because look, like I mean, I've had this experience before where someone is like, let's say, really, really pissed off or sad or depressed because maybe they've lost their shoe. And to me, look, I couldn't care less about a shoe. Right? I mean, I'm not even a shoe guy. I like to wear sandals. I don't really like to wear shoes. So while the person is in grief, very sad, mourning the loss of their shoe, for me it's like no big deal. I'm laughing or thinking about something else. So clearly, it's not the loss of the shoe, right? That's causing it. Like, okay, maybe that one is like it's their shoe, but I've had situations. Let me see if I can think of one off the top of my head. Oh, sure. Actually, yeah. There's a simple one. So I live in Congo, right? So in Congo, I mean, if you live in America, you might not be able to identify with this, but in Congo, many parts of Africa, I think, maybe even South America, and maybe India as well, there's such a thing as a power cut, right? Sometimes power goes off, right? And this happens often, like where I live. So sometimes the power is gonna go off, right? When the power goes off, we've had moments like that where the power goes off, and I'm totally fine with the situation, no big deal. But another relative in the house is angry. Oh no, it's gone again. Right? So they're suffering from the loss of power, and I'm not. It's the same power. Clearly, it's not the electricity that's causing these feelings. It's I'm generating my own feelings. I don't mind. The other person is generating his own. So the problem of loss comes from within you. The suffering as a result of loss is not from the loss, but from within you. So pay attention to it. Pay attention to gaining and losing, and how the feelings you generate as a result. Every such observation will make you better at dealing with these moments whenever they happen. All right, so again, this has gone on for too long. If you have a question, actually, let's start with this. If you liked this video and you loved these ideas, like I mentioned at the beginning, I make these videos every single day, and I usually answer a particular question that someone in the Observe community has. So look, if you have a question, please don't forget to go in the description below, in the description of this video, and sorry, not in the description, but in the comment section below in this video. Just ask your question, and maybe I'll actually answer it in a forthcoming video. And if you loved the ideas I was sharing in this video, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to it, and hit the bell notification. Ding, 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 ding. This will notify you whenever I publish another video. It will also ensure that more people can find us, because the more subscribers there are, the more YouTube will show these videos to people, right? People all over the place. All right, so if you look, if I don't know if I have anything here left. Okay, look, if this observe approach intrigues you, right, and you want to know, how do I observe my emotions? How do I observe my feelings? How do I observe loss and gain? If you want to know how to do this, okay, it's what you do is, I actually do have something I call the observe approach. So just go in the description of this video and click on a link called the observe approach. This will give you free and instant access to a simple but very powerful method that you can apply immediately to deal with any problem that is stressing you out. Of course, that includes loss and gain as well. All right, thank you very much for watching this video, and hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.